Good morning, guys. How are we all doing? Happy Monday, everybody, or maybe not so happy Monday. Welcome, my fellow Elon Musk haters. Some of you guys newly converted Elon Musk haters. But anyway, how are we all doing? So I'm Dan from Trading with Dan, and this is our Monday morning Bitcoin update, and we shall go straight over to those Bitcoin for our charts. So yeah, very first thing, looking at this, you can see some definite similarities between this move down here and this move down here. I mean, it just looks thus far identical. So what does that mean? That means we can potentially maybe have another stab down at this low, well, say low 40, yeah, low 40s, 42,000-ish level, 41,000 potentially, and then we shall climb the wall of worry again, although that wall of worry, we fell off it again last time. Yeah, we could potentially be expecting a move to the upside. You will note how our levels are still getting quite well respected. Breaking down, testing the levels, breaking down again, testing the levels. So that is all good to see. Obviously, well, it's all good to see we're testing levels. It's not obviously good to see we're testing these particular levels. We'd rather that didn't happen. We'd rather we were testing levels to the upside. But that is what it is. We are going to have to zoom out here because we just do need to kind of look at things in context, and they don't necessarily look the most ideal here, with this sort of distributive looking top that we've got, rounding top we've got here. That does look ominous, but it's not usually how Bitcoin plays out. It's how its tops anyway. Let's put it that way at least. And in Bitcoin bull runs, we get bigger pullbacks than what we've got going on here usually. I mean, it's not necessarily something to immediately trigger in my mind the end of the bull run, because I know that's what some of you guys may be thinking. Some of you guys, probably not a lot of you more experienced guys, but some of you guys might be thinking, oh my god, it's over, what do we do? But the main levels that I'm looking at are well, this exact one that we hit, which is basically here. This is pretty much the level that I've been talking about, that I mentioned a few times, that if we break this level, and then I kind of rounded it to around a nice even 40,000, but roughly this is the level that if we break this, then we do basically we'll go bearish, and realistically with targets of well, even as deep as 20k. Maybe we get caught somewhere in this level here, in this range here between 30k and 40k, but I would say if we do take this out, I think realistically we could very easily see a move as deep as 20k, but as yet we've not done that. We've literally just wicked it. Clearly it's not looking good because we are near to this macro level, and obviously the nearer you are, the more likely you can obviously break it. We've got a daily 9 incoming tomorrow also. It will be an effort for Bitcoin price action to get through this area here as well, which is basically the 30 to 40k. But yeah, if we do break below 40k, I do think we'll make our way through this zone, and then as soon as we then lose 30k, it is just a quick, you can see it's just a quick move down to around the 20k. That's the downside we've got to be aware of. We have also got to be aware of in bit, if we kind of go over to a weekly here, and then kind of look at some other Bitcoin bull markets, like say this one. You can see, I mean, you get these moves where they do look like we are all over. If we kind of this is not going to be the easiest thing to do with obviously how much of a mess this looks at, but if you kind of see how this has kind of drooped over here, it is obviously very similar to kind of how the market looked here, how it looked here, and obviously you can see this was even more savage, and this is akin, this move here, this wick down here on this weekly candle, is akin to us testing down to 20k in the current market. That is the move. That is a move down, and you can see bought back up very quickly, onwards and upwards, never really looked back. So that is obviously a very savage move in 2016. So yeah, I remember these moves. And then the next one, as you can see, pullback, severe pullback. I mean, the thing is, if you look at these charts like this, or even like this, you kind of look at it and think, this is not looking good, guys. You look at it and think, this is not looking good, guys. You look at it and think, this is, where's the next one? Where's the next one? You look at that and think, this is not looking particularly good. You look at that and think, is this the bull run over? You look at, I mean, you get my point. You catch my drift in these macro bull markets. I mean, what we have seen at the moment is not as savage anyway. It's not anything like we can get. I mean, realistically, you look at this and it just looks like sideways within a wider range. Obviously, we're just testing new lows of this wider range. So yeah, just something to look at. The market can look particularly bearish, but then we can. I mean, this crypto, it is wild. This could be the low, and we could continue sideways and onwards and up. We could be coming down to 20k, like we did on that first iteration that I showed you guys. Although, what I will say is, as the Bitcoin market matures, I use that term loosely, and there's more market participants, there's a higher value, there's a higher price value, it's just bigger order books to work its way through, etc, etc. So maybe we don't see as deep retracements, maybe we see longer sideways, maybe we see longer market cycles. I mean, I say maybe, I think we definitely do. And I think it has been shown in the past that, the cycles do go on for longer, if we do back test that. So yeah, this could be relatively where we come down to. Maybe we do get below 40k into the 30k region. Maybe we don't get as deep as 20k. I mean, do I think we're going to see 100k Bitcoin in this run? I do. I don't think this is the top of the market. I don't think this is how Bitcoin ever tops. It's ever puts in its tops. Obviously that it could change. Things can change, like I said. Maybe moves are less like explosive and less wild, and maybe that is the top. But I don't personally think so. So yeah, let's go back to there. Well, if you look back, just look on the daily. Obviously, we know we've got this daily 9 incoming. So we got potential support from that. We could front run that 9. We could just, like I said, hang around down here, make that final stab down like we did here. Final stab down, and then play a nice upside, and maybe that upside is the upside that then takes out the 58,500, and then takes us onwards and upwards to new highs. So yeah, I mean, but realistically, all we got to look at the moment is the levels. Back above, well, we can call it 47k, we're targeting 50k, back above 50k, we're targeting 53, and then obviously taking this level out, we're then targeting 38, 35, 33. We've got the levels in here anyway. We have got the levels. I'm pretty sure we will get a decent bounce once we maybe play out some sideways from here. Like I said, taking out this is particularly problematic. Not necessarily for, let's say, over for Bitcoin, but I mean it could signal prices even as low as 20,000. Although I do think that is unlikely. That we do get that deep. I think somewhere in basically between 30 and 40,000 will be where we turn around. But yeah, so crazy times. Over to Ethereum, Bitcoin, the only chart that really matters. This is not looking too bad. I mean, we hit that for our 9, didn't really react off it, still came lower. But yeah, we're holding up okay here. Middle of this range. I expect if some euphoria, not say euphoria, but more positive vibes comes back into Bitcoin, then yeah, we could see this start to move up to our target, and then then decide what it wants to do then. So yeah, not looking too bad. Ethereum USD hit some of our levels, took this level out, bounced off it. I mean, yeah, you can see You can see the levels that we've got drawn in. So basically back above, we call it 3,500, back up with 3,500 Ethereum. Then, yeah, I mean, we can potentially be not looking too bad in this asset. And obviously below, closing below 3,200 in Ethereum, and yeah, then we could be looking basically at a move down to about 2,800. Yeah, there's a USD pairing. Bitcoin dominance, not even really budging. I mean, we do kind of know we've got like some certain chains that are doing well. Most notably at the moment, I think Sol is doing well. So I've been experimenting in Sol, getting some pre-sales using the Radium platform. So yeah, Sol's having a nice move. Radium is way off its high, so that is something I'm investing in. Also mainly for the pre-sales, to be honest, because you stake a certain amount of their tokens, then you get you get a bigger allocation. So that's the reason why, not necessarily, not even just well, it'd be nice to get appreciation in the price of Radium, but I'm just holding it to get access to the other gains, which so far it has done okay. But anyway, I digress there. We don't normally talk about these other altcoins and things that specific in these videos. But either way, what I'm really saying is that, yeah, I mean, Bitcoin dominance, you would expect in past Bitcoin moves, a move this severe, for altcoins to literally get absolutely toasted, and some are getting basically hammered. But at the market as a whole, as you can clearly see, is literally just trading sideways, not up, not down. So yeah, interesting dynamic there. Yeah, other than that, not too much to have a look at here. 10-year easing off again still, as you can see here. Not much else to really look at. If we go and check the stochastics now, but obviously with big moves, I think I said with big moves like this, they're not the most useful thing to look at. But we will look at them just for sake of completion. 4 hours still down here. 10 hour obviously pretty deep. 12 hour getting pretty deep. Daily very deep. 2 day turning back down again and looking to come deeper. 3 day coming down. 5 day. I mean, these are obviously all coming down with the move down. So what we got to watch out is for when some of these turn back up, start to get some momentum to the upside, because I mean, we could be looking well, I would say at least a similar bounce to this one, which from if we just get this up from top to bottom, was a 30% nearly move. Let's call it, yeah, 27.5% move. So we could be looking at a 27.5% move at the minimum, but then that could be we could then actually continue onwards this time rather than actually roll over and come down again. So if we do it from this level at the moment, 27.5%, yeah, I mean, it gets us above that. It gets us, actually, where does it get us? It literally gets us above that 53,000 level, which we were looking at this point, to then trigger moves to the upside. So I think after a flush out down here, a 27.5% move back above 53,000. I mean, I do think then there will be enough optimism in the market then to make the short run it would be then to 58,500, take that out and then continue upwards. So yeah, I'm ever bullish. Like I said, realistically, we're trading sideways within a larger range, as you can see. Just testing the low end out of this range. We had had an upward bias in this channel within this wider range, but obviously we lost that. But we are still nonetheless within some nice horizontals, albeit squeaky bum time at this one. But at the moment, if we play out how we played out here, then we have got every possibility of actually reaching all new highs, basically, if we get the move back up and then continuation. So it is clearly a troubling time for Bitcoin. Yeah, we just got to be on our toes here. And yeah, that is it, guys. All I will say is that in this particular, there just seems to be a lot of bifurcation with altcoin markets. So there are places to hide out, there are trades to be doing, there are things to be looking at. It's not just all just like, let's take our money and run. There are opportunities certainly out there still. And yeah, I mean, if you can take advantage of up opportunities and then put some of those gains back into Bitcoin and Ethereum, and then they then do have their move up, then you can potentially maximize gains. So there we go, guys. Remember, this is not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. I've even got a coffee this morning, which I don't normally do. Just due to the nature of the morning that we're having. In all fairness, I normally drink it and then do my video. It's just because I was just getting the video out quicker. But yeah, thanks for listening, guys. Again, not financial advice. Let's hope we put in these lows here. Let's hope stock markets do have an up week, like they are looking relatively okay. Let's hope the dollar just continue down, because like I said, with the face of those two tailwinds, I just don't see Bitcoin realistically taking out 40k and coming lower. I do think that we are going to see a move up that can then potentially move to a move up even higher. Even to even higher highs, and yeah, that is what I am again hoping, looking for. But we can potentially trade out this 40, 41, 42 to 46k range for a little bit first. So yeah, thanks for listening, and I shall speak to you guys soon.